Good morning and welcome to Ask the Expert. I'm Joe Taylor. This morning, another in the ongoing series of programs presented by the Northwest Regional Key Program for Quality Early Learning. The program, through the Northwest Institute of Research, oversees a grant from the Office of Child Development and Early Learning at the Pennsylvania Department of Human Services and the Department of Education. The goal of the program is to improve the outcomes for young children as they prepare for school. John Poza from the Pennsylvania Key is the host of the program and is with us throughout the series. This is where I always ask, who do we have on the line? And I know today, because I've been on the line with them, we have two people on the line.
Yes.
John?
Good morning, Joe. Yes, we do. We have Donita Hord and Taryn Walker. They're both from Begin With Us Preschool and Childcare in Altoona. And we're going to talk about Donita and Taryn's work with Begin With Us. They're involved with parents, families, the Altoona School District, and various agencies in a Community Innovation Zone project that's been funded through the Pennsylvania Office of Child Development and Early Learning. The focus of their innovation is something called KinderTrack. So we're going to talk about that today. So first of all, I want to welcome Donita and Taryn to the program. Welcome, guys.
Thanks, John. Good to be here.
Yeah, thanks. Well, first of all, let's start with you, Donita. If you want to tell us and our listeners, what exactly is KinderTrack?
Well, KinderTrack is a program that we launched with our partners in 2015. The goal is to provide parents with tools that they need to track the developmental growth of their children. An integral part of KinderTrack is promoting the online use of the Ages and Stages questionnaire, which is a screening tool in the community. So we've developed a brochure, and we've worked really hard to get it out into the community in the hands of parents of young children for the last few years. So we created this brochure with the hopes that it would lead them to the Ages and Stages online questionnaire. But in addition to that, we've created developmental checklists using the Centers for Disease Control, their early campaign materials to really provide parents with, all the information that they need to provide the information about milestones for each developmental domains, including communication, gross motor, fine motor, problem solving, and personal social skills. We've worked really hard, like I said, over the past couple of years to get that information into the hands of parents, and also to make sure that everything that we're putting into the hands of parents aligns with the Pennsylvania Early Learning Standards, and that everything's developmentally appropriate for all ages. And one of the really great things also about the program, it's free to parents.
Right. It's fantastic. And that's what's so great about KinderTrack is that how you've been able to connect the learning standards with the Ages and Stages checklist that maybe a lot of parents are not aware about, but you're using KinderTrack as that vehicle to connect with parents with so many other resources that are important for them to use. How are you promoting it within the community?
Well, this is Donita again, just so everybody's aware. So we formally partnered with We Care Therapy Services and Blair Family Solutions in Altoona. We Care Therapy provides all different therapy services, early intervention for young children in the county. Blair Family Solutions is a behavioral and mental health agency. So we've worked really hard to promote KinderTrack and therefore the Ages and Stages questionnaire through Facebook, various community events, and also we've developed a website. It's www.kindertrack.info. We're currently working to establish a collaboration with a local pediatrician also to offer the KinderTrack program through the brochures and developmental checklists. Our hope is to be able to utilize the pediatrician's office, so that the parent can actually work online there to fill out the questionnaire and then share it with the pediatrician during their appointment. One of our biggest presents that we have is at the Altoona Curve, the minor league baseball stadium.
Right.
We have a space there that we've named the Kinder Station. The Kinder Station, John, I know you've been there to see it and visit.
Fantastic.
It's a really fun place for the families to come. So it gives them a chance during the baseball game with children with families with young children to take a break from the game, give the kids a chance to go and play with some developmentally appropriate toys. But also at this time, we have our brochures there, our developmental checklists there, which again the brochure directs the families directly to the ages and stages questionnaire. And Taryn's going to talk here shortly a little bit more about how that works. But we also at the Kinder Station offer space to various community agencies that serve children and families. So in addition to our representatives there helping the families with the KinderTrack program, there are also agencies that come. I know, for example, Blair County Drug and Alcohol Prevention. They have been with us the last 2 summers to help, present their materials to families so they have it there as well. But it's provided a really nice space for different agencies to come together to provide families with young children an opportunity. Our estimate, roughly, based on numbers from last summer, we think we were able to reach about 1,000 children last summer through that vehicle. We're also working with the Altoona Area School District to fully implement the kindergarten entrance inventory, which is a tool that the kindergarten teachers will be able to use. It helps them to capture a glimpse of the individual learner, and so that they are able to plan instruction for each individual child.
That's fantastic. And just want to repeat the website again for folks that want more information. It's www.kindertrack.info, I-N-F-O. Taryn, I wanted to ask you, because you're so heavily involved in KinderTrack, how does it actually work?
All right. Well, this is Taryn, and it's actually a pretty quick process. Overall, the questionnaire takes about 10 to 15 minutes to complete. So initially, the parent receives the KinderTrack brochure, which is what we hand out at local events, and we do send home to some parents. And there is a specific link via QR code on the back that allows the parents to reach our family access portal so that they can take this questionnaire wherever they are. And from there, they input their child's information, which includes their birthday and weeks premature. That way, they're able to access the appropriate questionnaire to fill out, because it is from 2 months to 5 years old. And then from there, there are 6 questions under each of the 5 developmental domains, where they answer these 6 questions using yes, they are doing this, no, they are not, and sometimes the child is performing. And from there, they can complete the questionnaire, and the score is tabulated and sent to the care coordinator, which is myself. And then I'm able to review the results and the scores and determine if there's any additional referrals that need to be made. And if there's not, then I create a care kit for every single child that has a KinderTrack brochure. And they receive in that care kit their completed questionnaire. So it'll have all of the questions that the parents answered with their answers and the results overall. And then, as Donita had said before, we created these beautiful milestone checklists. So I give them the corresponding checklist as well, so that way they can see that their child should be reaching these milestones at this age. And also, if there are any delays, we send home some activities they can work with at home within the 5 developmental delays or domains, and that is actually provided through ASQ. So those are nice activities that have shown to really improve, whether it's their communication skills or fine motor skills in those developmental domains. And then from there, I reach out to the parent and I give them a call to explain their results, and I'm able to get that care kit into their hands.
I was going to ask you a question. You've pretty much answered my question, but I still would like to probe a little bit deeper. As we mentioned, I'm a new grandfather, okay? So my concern would be a parent is inputting this information and gets the assessment back. And, unfortunately, anybody who's been a parent knows that you get any kind of little glitch here or there, and you think, oh, my God, what's going on here? I was comforted to hear that you actually have a phone conversation with them, but what is done really to assure the parent that, yeah, this is a situation, but this is how you handled it, and walk them through it and help them more if there is a particular situation that alarms them?
Taryn, if it's okay, I'd like to add something here too. Simply, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I'm a parent as well. My children are old now. I have a 15-year-old and a 19-year-old, but
that's old.
I like to add I'm sorry.
That's not that old.
not too old for me,
yeah.
Right? It's old for me, but
right.
So my son, he's 19 now, but when he was here in our program as a toddler, he had some hearing loss. So, I find that it's very comforting to parents, from my perspective, to offer them information as a parent, to be able to say to them, look, I went through it. We recognized the need in my son. He had some communication issues. So here's what we're going to do to help you walk through the process. And Taryn does a fantastic job at that. She has developed relationships with the parents to truly hold their hand through the system, because it's daunting. It can be daunting, and it can be scary at times. And so, like I said, Taryn has done a fabulous job at developing relationships with the parents, to take them step by step, to work through the process with them. But I have found in the years that I've been, working in this field, that to offer that perspective from a parent's view is comforting to the families as well.
Absolutely. We're speaking with Donita Hord and Taryn Walker from Begin With Us Preschool and Childcare in Altoona, and we're discussing their KinderTrack program, which is developed as part of the Community Innovation Zone project through the Office of Child Development and Early Learning. I'm going to turn it back and ask Taryn, how was KinderTrack originally piloted?
All right, so as Donita said earlier, it was originally piloted in 2015 at Begin With Us Childcare and Preschool here in Altoona. And every child in the program is screened using the online version of Ages and Stages questionnaire. Before, it was a paper copy, so the online version allows us to, for it to be more accessible and convenient for the teachers. And so the developmental screening is completed the same way as a parent would complete it at home. And then it is then finalized, and I, as the care coordinator, I provide the teaching staff with the results. I review the results, and then I give them the results for them to look at. So if there are any delays, the teacher continues to work in those specific areas with a child. If maybe they need some more fine motor skill help, they are able to plan and drive their instruction to focus on the different needs of each individual learner. But I also still do send home the results with the parent as well. So it's going to be a teacher effort in the classroom and then also with the parents at home, which we have noticed really helps the delay basically not become a delay within 2 months of the rescreening. So I would contact the parent and provide them with the activities as well, and then we tell them, like, this is just a concern that is on our mind right now because it could be a potential delay, so we're going to rescreen them in 2 months, and then we go through the same process. And then usually we have noticed that we are seeing such great improvement in the younger ages, so that way there's really not a developmental concern by the time that they're reaching preschool and pre-K. And here in the early childhood setting, that is incredible and something that we strive for every day. And then I also encourage the parent to take the screening at home, just because we do acknowledge the fact that some children, they do act differently at home with their parents and may be able to string beads on a string at home, but they can't do it here. And maybe they can skip at school, but they're not skipping at home. So we acknowledge the different environments have impact on these children. And from there, we explain to them the process, and then if necessary, after the 2-month rescreening, then I give them the appropriate resources to contact the appropriate agencies, and then I am there as a support system for the parents.
That's great. And of course, I guess where I was leading to it, how it was piloted, was that, I think the idea was that we wanted to, and I don't want to speak for you because you can certainly chime in, but it was the idea that to create a program that is easily accessible for parents. So making it as easy as possible for them to be able to, with all research-driven information, to be able to guide their child's development. And because a lot of parents, especially new parents, don't really know where to go for that, especially for first timers. And but I wanted to follow up, especially with information that's going on the portal, because there may be some parents that are a little touchy or concerned about security, with any data that's on, a web-based portal. So can you tell us a little bit, and this could be either Donita or Taryn, how that's protected, the information?
Yeah, Taryn, I think, go.
So Ages and Stages, it is a secure website. It's through Brooks Publishing, so they have all the credentials that they need. And as for your child's information, it's not asking anything more than their name. The necessary things are their name, their birthday, and how many weeks premature they were. You don't have to enter any addresses, any phone numbers. Now, it's obviously encouraged if you don't directly contact the care coordinator. That way I can give them their information.
Right.
However, it's all up to the parent's discretion on how much information they want to give in. We just definitely need to have their birthday and how many weeks premature they are. That way they're able to produce the right questionnaire. Yeah, absolutely.
And, obviously you're based in Altoona, and, the services you're providing there through KinderTrack and KinderCare are there in the Altoona, Blair County area. But, this is something that really can be applied anywhere. And so I wanted to encourage parents and families out there who are interested and want to learn more about it, that they could contact either Donita or Taryn at Begin With Us Preschool and Childcare in Altoona, access the website, or KinderCare info, kindercare.com.
I have a question, John. Then is this something would this be available in any way, in any form, to folks here in the greater DuBois area? That would be the question. I'm asking you, John, or anyone.
Well, then that was what I was going to lead to. In my next question was the future of the program, because I know, and I work with Donita and Taryn in their project, and there's a real opportunity here for this to expand and, in a way, be marketed to a much wider area. And so that's what I want to ask you guys. Where do you see the future of the program?
Well, we're still focusing locally at this point, but, as far as answering Joe's question, certainly any family, could go to the kindertrack.info to take the Ages and Stages online questionnaire, and then obviously Taryn would still receive the information. We're at this point referring locally to Blair County services, but there's no reason that we couldn't also offer, services or put people in contact with the correct agencies in their community.
Right, absolutely.
So, I mentioned before, excuse me, we're really, our focus right now is really trying to get to work with the local pediatricians locally, and we've met with one in particular, and we're still trying to figure out how we would fit into their process and some logistics that would have to be figured out. But I will say that they were very, very receptive to working with it. Obviously they want to provide the information to their families as well. So we are going to continue to promote KinderTrack through the community. We are, we'll be at the Altoona Curve again this summer at the Kinder Station. So everybody, I would like to think that, people from outside of the area visit the Altoona Curve as well, so stop in and see us there. We're continuing to make connections with other agencies in the community here, particularly with agencies that are working with families with risk factors for their children.
Right.
So we were continuing to work with the Altoona Area School District, and one thing that we're working on with them right now is, Taryn and I both mentioned the developmental checklists that we provide through KinderTrack. We're also working with the school district to have them concurrent through, Taryn, correct me if I'm wrong, through third grade milestone checklist to have for families through third grade. So, we're working on infant and toddler ones, again, based on the Pennsylvania Early Learning Standards, and working with the Altoona Area School District to provide the same set of milestone checklists for children in their elementary schools. We're working, too, to plan some kindergarten transition activities with the school district, because that's a big deal for families as well, developmentally, preparing their children to go off to kindergarten. So we're working on some transition activities with the school district there. But, we're hopeful that we're going to be able to continue to provide the community with, understanding the needs of families in our area and helping them to use the resources that are available to them. I'm a big proponent for finding if there's an evident delay, finding it early and doing as much work on the front end to help the child so that, he or she then continues to be successful through their formal years of education. I don't think people, realize the statistics, say that 1 in every 6 children is affected by some kind of developmental delay, learning disorder, behavioral issue, or social-emotional issue. And a lot of those, 70% of those disabilities or delays, sometimes they can go undetected. So again, the sooner a potential issue is identified, the sooner we can help connect the child with services that will help support them and the family.
And I'm glad you brought up that statistic, Donita, because that may alarm some parents initially, 1 out of 6. But the key thing to take from that is that if it's detected early, the percentage is very high that delay can be corrected by the time a child is, and they can still be successful in school. I wanted to mention about the Altoona Curve because it's, in case anyone didn't catch it, the name KinderTrack, the track part obviously has a tie-in with the railroad industry, and of course that's as prevalent in the Altoona area, and of course the Altoona Curve, the name curve, the horseshoe curve. So that was a kind of tidy name. But just to let folks know, when they go to an Altoona Curve game and they want to check out KinderTrack, it's very close to the main entrance to the ballpark. It's on the main concourse. And actually, if you would go into the main entrance, you would just head to the right, and you cannot miss it. It's a great, great place, and like I said, I've been there quite a few times, and it's just fantastic, the information that's there, and the opportunity for kids also to play with some really great, developmental toys is fantastic. Let's just tell folks again, how can they find out more? Because we only have maybe a minute left. So what's the first thing? Should they go to the website? Should they call? Or exactly what should they do first?
I would suggest check out the website, www.kindertrack.info, and again, that will lead you right to the Ages and Stages questionnaire. If anybody has specific questions for Taryn, the care coordinator, her email is carecoordinator@kindertrack.info, and we also have a Facebook page that people can take a look at.
Okay, that's great. And repeat that email address again for Taryn.
Sure, it's carecoordinator@kindertrack.info.
Okay, that's great. So that folks who want to have access more information or talk to Taryn about that and get information from her, that's where they can go. This has been great. Donita Hord and Taryn Walker from Begin With Us Preschool and Childcare, talking about the KinderTrack developmental tool and program as part of their Community Innovation Zone project. I want to thank you guys so much for being on the program. Hopefully we're going to have you back, and hopefully we can talk more about folks coming to see you and your folks that Begin With Us at the Altoona Curve baseball games this year.
Yeah, that'd be great.
And that's our program for today. We'll be back in 2 weeks at this same time. In the meantime, you can go online to learn more at papromiseforchildren.com. For John Posa and the Northwest Regional Key Program for Quality Early Learning, I'm Joe Taylor. Thank you for listening, and have a great day.